Hello and welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today we're going to be talking ring lights. Right, as you know, when making a video of any kind, it's very important to have lighting. Now my lighting's never been any good, and I've got lots of different ring lights, even more than I should have. But I actually find that ring lights are quite good for when you go camping as well. If you're trying to do recording in the dark, the ring lights can be run from a normal power pack, you know, a 5-volt power pack that you'd charge your phone from. So they actually come in quite handy. There's very many different types of lighting, especially ring lighting out there, from very, very cheap Chinese ones to very expensive Chinese ones in different packets. I'll show you a few that I've got, and we'll have a chat about the pros and cons and possibly even a hidden feature on some of them. Right, these are the ones that I have bought most recently, and these cost £10. They're okay, they're not fabulous, they're not rubbish, you know, they're all pretty much, doesn't matter how much you spend on them, they're all pretty much the same exact thing, just bigger or smaller. So I have ones of this size, and I have ones of this size. The positives with the little ones is you can get them with these rubbish tripods, but I use I think this tripod was maybe £3. So this here cost me £5, this cost me £3. It's a piece of rubbish, but this was the tripod I used all from the beginning. This was my original tripod that I used to have in all my videos. This absolute piece of rubbish, and it's only literally up to about my chin, wherever that's gone. And basically it would be, I'd then have to sort of crouch to get into shot and so on when it was a camera. But it works perfectly for a lighting rig, especially because you've then got control over where you want the lighting. All of the different lights come with the same sort of control. Let me show you another one a sec. We have this type, and then we have this type, and they're all the same. If this one was on, the power light would be on, and then you've got up, down, and then changing colour mode. The different colour modes are bright as heck, then we've got this one, and then back to it. So we've got the cool white, bright white, and then warm, or that's bright white and that's cool white, and then you have up and down. So you can basically have them almost completely off, and so on. Right, the bigger ones come with a tripod and a little phone holder, so you can just bend it over and connect your phone, which is quite handy. The other ones, the smaller ones, don't tend to, but you can also buy them with that, but it's all about price, isn't it, really, with things like that. So let's unbox one of these and have a look at it, and I'll talk you through, you know, what you get in the pack of the bigger ones, and what's good about the small ones as well, and why I've got multitudes of different ones. Right, this one was actually bought from Home Bargains in the UK, but I have seen them sold in different places. But as I say, they're all pretty much the same. You know, you buy this from any sort of shop, whether it looks like this or, you know, whatever, and it will be basically the same thing. Right, taking my thing designed specifically for this task. So this is what you got in them. Tripod, camera mount, and then this is the actual gubbins, the wires and the control. And then this is actually the connector to connect it to the stand, to the actual tripod that comes with it. Let's get this out. Okay, the one issue I've got with the smaller lights, I'll show you now, is that the wire comes directly from the bottom, and unless you've got a very small connector, you actually tend to bend them quite hard out the way, like this one's being bent out the way quite badly. So they won't last forever, but then again, none of this will. Right, so here is our tripod, and it's made of metal. It's quite heavy duty for the price. You know, normally you get those very, very poor quality ones. This one's not too bad, and it actually holds it where it should. Now, the one issue is it doesn't want to tighten up properly. You actually, if you want it tight on there, you actually have to get an Allen key to tighten it up. But I think that's probably a safety feature so you don't end up breaking the plastic. The good thing about it is it actually does stand like this and with its adapter. So let me show you. Right, so even with the adapter it still will stand, and you've got quite a lot of range with it. We're now at about 45 degrees and then about the same the other way. Now it will tip over if you don't turn the actual tripod, you know, so that the leg is extended the way it's actually balancing. Right. This, as I said before, is where you put the camera, the phone, and it's quite good. It does hold a phone quite tightly. You don't worry that it's going to drop out. Oh, one thing, as always, this is my own review. I've paid for this out of my own money. Right. So yeah, your phone goes in here, and this extends to any size you like for your phone. And my phone is rubbish, so I'd never use it, but it is there in case I ever get a decent sort of phone. Right, let's talk about the actual lighting and controls. If we turn it on, wowzers, that is bright. Let's let the auto kick in. Let's turn it right down. Now we're pitch black again. Right, so we've seen that it'll go quite bright, and then we can see the 3 different colour patterns, which, you know, it's good. This one is just like an old incandescent bulb. This one's like, it's okay, it's bright white, but you can tell it's light. And this one is more like sunlight. When it's up like that, you know, it sort of tricks your brain and the camera into thinking it's quite like bright sunlight. But you can, with some of them, if you just keep pressing up. Hang on. No, it's not going to work on this one, but some of them will just go into a strobe mode. So let's see if we can find one of them that I did it on by mistake. Right, I can't get it to do it anymore, but one of them I accidentally just kept mashing up, and it just went into a strobe mode, and you know, pressing back would instantly turn off the strobe, but every time I turned it on, as a result of me doing whatever I'd done to it, it would always go into strobe mode for some reason. But yeah, very unusual. Right, so we've already discussed that these can be put on the, you know, any kind of tripod, which makes them really, really handy. But also what makes the small ones handy and why I've got them is they actually have the same size heads, obviously, as all of the, like, sports camera mounts. Which means you can connect them up and stick them to things. So, for example, not this, obviously, but this is just something I've got lying on my desk. You can connect it to it. And so it means that you can actually connect it to walls and things. You know, like, it depends where. I was going to say tiles in a bathroom, but that sounds really rude. But you know what I mean. You know, you can connect this wherever you like, as long as it's to windows and various other things. And you can actually get a lot more lighting where you wouldn't necessarily be able to. So I quite like that feature. And again, these have the exact same settings as the big ones and all the others. It's 3 modes, and it's got the different ranges of light, you know. Right, I just thought I'd try this and see if just one 18650 battery power pack would run them, and I haven't tried this yet. Although I have just charged this to make sure it was charged a bit. Let's have a look. Oh, so it does, yeah. I thought it was going to just turn itself. Oh, there you go. There you go. So it does. It's not going to last very long with just one. In fact, I thought I could see it going dimmer, but it was actually the auto light levels setting in. So it is definitely going to work. I don't know how long it will work for, and if I could be bothered. Oh, there we go. See, it's taking too much, I think, for this. I've got one with 3 or 4 batteries, and it tends to work for quite some time. So far I haven't actually had to charge the battery pack because this has drained it, but I'm sure it won't last for very long. But I'm surprised it worked with just one, but I thought I'd try that out on camera. Because, we all know, always try experiments on camera first time. Okay, so what to take away from this then is they're all the same, basically. They're just bigger or smaller. They tend, even the more expensive ones, tend to be made by the same manufacturers who make all the other ones. They're a bog standard circuit with a few LEDs in it. So I personally say get some cheap ones because they're going to be the same. One thing I haven't mentioned is the refresh rate. I've tried them on multiple refresh rates with a camera because you don't want any sort of flashing. If you've ever tried to use certain torches or various other lights that maybe perhaps you've made or bought, you might find that they have sort of a strobe effect on the camera, and that's because they've got a very slower refresh rate than your camera. I've tried multiple refresh rates with my camera, and I've had no flickering of any kind with these LED ones. So even that, and that's even the cheap ones. So I'd say honestly, if you're going to buy them, get them, and the cheap ones, as long as you don't need them different sizes, get the cheap ones. If you need them a bit bigger, go for a bit more expensive. But I personally, unless you're a professional, I wouldn't go for the very, very expensive ones, because all the way up to a certain monetary level, they will be the exact same thing. When you're looking at a few £100s, then you'll be looking at different LEDs and different circuitry and so on, and they will be different. But at the prices between £5 and £30, they will be the exact same things inside. Anyway, I hope that helped some of you, and I will hopefully be back next week with either my K40 laser bed, automatic laser bed being finished, or at least my bed surround sound system. If you're interested in either of them, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of jazz, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.